today's spelling pattern, we are learning how to spell the E sound after a C, which is often spelled E-I. E-I is often, not always, but often going to be how you're going to spell the E sound after C. Have you heard the little couplet, I before E except after C? And maybe you've heard I before E except after C, and when sounding like A, as in neighbor and way. All of that's pretty much true. That was one of those little jingles that we learned when we were younger that's pretty consistent. That was a good one. I before E is typical for spelling an E sound, except after C. So in today's lesson, I want you to really focus in on what I'm about to say. In today's lesson, we're going to have all of our words are going to have an S sound that is going to be spelled with a C. We're never going to use an S in today's lesson, because C can make its soft sound and sound like an S when the next letter is an E, I, or Y. And in today's lesson, we're learning about that E-I grapheme or vowel theme that is spelled after a C. So in all of our words, that C is going to be spelling the S sound so that we can practice using that E-I vowel theme. Okay? I'm going to also be teaching you two other really cool things today, but let's just start with that. Let's start with that. So let me share my screen and we can start spelling. Okay. So our first word, now remember, we're spelling all of our S sounds with a C. No S's will be used in today's class. So our first word is E-seam. The sounds are E, S, E, M. Consonants. That first consonant sound is a S that we're spelling with a C. The last consonant sound is that M with our lips closed. E-seam. Now, our two vowel sounds are the same sound. E-seam. They're the same sound, but that doesn't mean they get the same spelling. Vowel sounds have a multitude of spellings. That's why you're coming to this class, so that you can learn how to spell the sound based on where it is in the word and the letters that are around it, right? So the first way you use to spell a long vowel sound is just with a single vowel, a single letter. And if that works, stop, you're done. So let's try it for that first one. Can we use an E to spell the E sound here? Yes, because there's already a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. So yes, that E can spell the E sound right there just fine. That's the tap 2 rule. We don't have to add in anything. We don't have to add an EI. Nothing is perfect right here. Can we just use a single E to spell the E sound here? No. There's not a vowel 1 or 2 doors away, so we add one. And when it's after a C like that, our best bet is that EI grapheme. I is going to be its companion vowel so that that E can say E. E-seam. Okay? Your word to try on your own is fleecine. Now my mouth is open at the end like Nancy. Fleecine. F-O-E-C-E-N. Fleecine. And I'm excited to see your answers in the Q&A. You can't hear me very well. First of all, let me address this question. Can everybody else hear me okay, or do I need to move my mic in? Is everything plugged in? Give me a Y or an N if you can hear me okay. Okay. Thank you. Maybe try the volume on your end. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me okay. And then this other question, not an E at the end. Sometimes you will have an E it will be a E consonant, final silent E. But that's part of a different morphology. It'll be like concede can happen sometimes, but that's more rare than common. An excellent question, though. All right, so we are working on the word fully seen. This one's much more common. E-I. Yeah, very good. Nice. Beautiful. Fully seen. My mouth is open at the end. Fully seen. Nice. You guys are already picking this up quickly. Good, because I have two more kind of tricky things to teach you. Not really tricky, but just more information to add on to this lesson today. So I'm really glad you came. You're going to be learning a lot today. All right, our consonants are f, ul, e, s, spell with a C, e, n. Now we have those two E sounds that are going to be spelled differently because they are in different places in the word and different letters surround them. This first E can be spelled with just a single E just fine because there's already a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. This E comes after a C, and that E sound is often spelled with an E-I after a C. The C is making a soft sound in both of these because that next letter is an E, I, or Y. Okay, number 2. Okay, so this brings me to the second thing that I want to teach you today. Words cannot end with V. When you're spelling, you cannot spell anything with just a plain V at the end. You always have to have a final E after it. Okay? So if you're spelling any real or nonsense word, today we're working only with nonsense words, of course, but they still follow all of these typical phonetic patterns. When you have a final V sound, put a silent E at the end of it to block in that V. V's are not allowed to be the last letter. They're not allowed to be the last letter. So our first word together is streeceive. Streeceive. St-r-e, s-e-v. Consonants. S, t, r, e, s, spell with a C, e, v. There's that final V. I must add an E after it. It's just a English spelling rule. All right, so here we have those two E sounds that are going to be spelled differently. This one with just a straight up E because of the tab 2 rule. This one with an E-I because it's after a C. Okay, your word is perceive. Pre, not per. Perceive. P-r-e-c-e-v. Perceive. Make sure that you have the lines and the dots in the same place as I do on the board. Perceive. Very good. Good. A lot of times in just spelling real words, real words in the real world, it can be kind of hard to tell if somebody is saying per or pre, or if the word that you want to spell is per or pre. Like, is it perceive or preceive? Is it prescription or prescription? It can be hard to tell. But if people are pronouncing it correctly, with your phonemic awareness exercises that you're doing to strengthen that auditory discrimination between all of those little micro sounds within a word, pretty soon you will be able to hear the difference between per and pre at the beginning of those kind of confusing words. This one is perceive. Do we still need the I there if the E is at the end? Oh, so brilliant. Yes. Yes. Taryn, my goodness, you have the smartest questions. I mean, all of you do. They're pretty impressive. Perceive. Okay, consonants. P, R, E, S, spell with a C, E, V. We're going to put that E at the end. His question was, are we going to even, I'm just going to do this vowel first. We know that this is going to be spelled with an E-I because it comes after a C. But do we still need that I, he was saying, if there's already a V there? I mean, an E right there. So the tab 2 rule could have still applied. Could have still applied. However, yes, we are, because it comes after a C. That's not always the case in every single English word. However, it is the case most often. So if you have to make an educated assumption on spelling, you're going to go with the EI after a C. And then this first E is going to be spelled with just a single long E right there because you can, because there's already a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. All right, are you ready for the third thing that I'm going to teach you in today's class? If your brain isn't full already, get ready. Take a deep breath. This is a fun spelling pattern, but it can be a lot. So I'm just going to go nice and slow. We're going to start with a real world word. It is eccentric. I want you to look at those 2 C's and notice the sounds that they are making. This first C is sounding like a K. This C is sounding like an S. This C is sounding like a K. We have eccentric. This C and this C are sounding like a K because that is what C says, always, unless the next letter is an E, I, or Y. That's the only reason why this C right here sounds like an S. It's making a soft sound because there's an E, I, or Y after it. Now, if you'll notice, this KS is the same sound that an X makes when it's combined really fast. But it's not combined super fast in words like eccentric. It is not going to be, our word that we're going to be spelling, our nonsense word, is not going to be spelled with an X. And it's not going to be spelled with a KS. It's going to be spelled with a CC. It's going to come up in some real world words. So I want you to have experience with knowing about that double C pattern, how one C makes its hard sound, one C makes its soft sound because of the letters that come right after it. Okay, are you ready? Our first word together is pexive. Pexive. We have p, e, k, s, e, v. Consonants. P, e, k, s. Both spelled with a C. And then that final v at the end, putting that E after it. Right here is going to be spelled with a single E because of the tab 2 rule. The next 2 letters are consonants, so it can make it short sound right here just fine. Here's that E that's going to be spelled with an EI because it comes after a C. Does that make sense? Pexive. Pexive. Are you ready to try that double C spelling in your own word? Your word is trek-seep. Trek-seep with a P like Paul at the end, or pony. Trek-seep. T-r-ek-s-e-p. Trek-seep. Trek-seep. You're welcome. The last sound is a P like please, pony, pull, trek, seep. Good. Francesco, give me one more sound. Oh, darn it, I gave you the sound. I didn't mean to do that. I knew that you could figure it out on your own. Trek, seep. Trek, seep. Good. Yes, beautiful sounds. Our consonants are T, R, E, K, S. Look at that. Brilliant, you guys. Well done for that double C spelling of the K sound. And then the final consonant is a P. Our E is spelled with a single E because that's all you need. You don't need a double. I mean, it's already doubled there for you anyway, but you don't need anything else. The E sound, the long E sound after a C is often spelled with an EI. Trek, seep. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to teach you today. Those 3 main things. EI spells the E sound often after a C. That's the first thing you learned. The second thing you learned was that V cannot be the last letter of a word. You have to put an E right after it, and a silent E. And then the third thing that you just learned was that double C can say Ks when you're spelling a word or when you're reading it. All right, so on your own, spell the word I'm going to change a sound here. Black seam. Lips closed at the end. Black seam. Black seam. B O E K S E M. Black seam. Black seam. Beautiful. Well done. Good. Gorgeous. My lips are closed at the end, Catherine. Black seam. All of my vowel sounds are going to be either an eh or an e. Eh like exit, elbow, excited in today's lesson. Eh, black seam. Good. Very good, everyone. All right, our consonants are b, o, e, k, s. Not spelled with an X, not spelled with a KS, spelled with a C, C. And then the final consonant is a m. So that is spelled by an E because of the tap 2 rule. It's perfect right there. E, the E sound after a C is often spelled with an EI. I before E except after C. Or when sounding like A as a neighbor and way, or on weekends and holidays and all throughout May. If you know that skip, put it in the Q&A for me. I think we have time for one more. Okay, spell the word. How would you spell the word sieb? Sieb, using today's new spelling knowledge. Sieb. Sieb. Good. Yep. It must feel so good to know all of that. To know these spelling patterns. Well done, everyone. Yes. Gorgeous. Beautiful. So our consonants are spelled with a C, E, B. We know that E after a C is often spelled with an EI. Now, do you feel a little more comfortable and confident in knowing how to spell the E sound, especially after a C, like receive, conceive, conceit, receipt? When you have that E spelling, that long E sound spelled after a C, you're going to choose that EI pattern most of the time. Not always, unfortunately, but in English spelling, as you know, we don't have always rules very often. Even that soft C that says S and the soft G that says J, if the next letter is an E, I, or Y, even that has, unfortunately, a few exceptions. But here's the good news. Most of the exceptions in English spelling also have patterns that we can learn. So we're going to be learning a lot of those patterns over the next few months. Today you also learned that when you're spelling and you have a V at the end, a silent E must accompany that V and be the final letter, because V cannot be the final letter of a word and be spelled correctly. And you learned that X in a word can be spelled with a CC, as in eccentric. You're going to be seeing some of those words now in the real world that have that CC pattern, and you're going to be thinking, yep, I know all about that. You know what you should do? You should go teach other people what you now know, so that it will just sink in a little bit deeper. All right, my friends, have a wonderful night, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.